So I pulled up at this spot real quick to record an intro for you guys, and you just never know who you're gonna talk to that's gonna make your day a little brighter, or what you're gonna see that's gonna just turn that frown upside down. Look at this, see what's behind me? No, not there, over here. What? Your eyes are not playing tricks on you. That's a two-door. And that is rad. That is about as cool as it gets. I've seen this truck once before at a red light in the neighborhood. I'm pretty sure this is the one I saw. But damn, son, that is fantastic. Look at that. How's that for a good morning view? That is a cool sighting right there. All right, back to why we're here today. There she is, guys. Let's get you a good view now. I'm not sure how I'm releasing these videos, but the cat's out of the bag if you follow me on social media. This truck's been done for about a week, and I just wanted to do a little update interview because we're kind of smack dab in the middle of the build on this thing if you guys are watching the build series. And I appreciate those of you that are, those of you that have commented, liked, subscribed, and those of you that already know that I didn't make it to MiniNats. I didn't make it. I failed. It was a big bust. I know, and I was even using that hashtag, MiniNats or bust. Well, guess what? I did it. I busted. I did not make it. Now, truth be told, the truck was finished that Friday night. You'll see it in the Art of Noise video. We rolled out with the guys. We threw the bed on. She's still just kind of on. This isn't permanent, right? But, you know, I wanted it to look somewhat complete for the show, and we were still pushing hard for MiniNats. So why didn't we make it to MiniNats? Why didn't we go? Where did we bust? What happened? What went wrong? I'm happy to tell you about it right now. We could have went, we probably could have made it, and everything would have been fine. This truck's been missing for 60, 70 days, and I wanted to go out with my boys. I wanted to go out with the club. I wanted to go out and see my friends. I wanted to go out and at least shake it down 40 to 50, 60 miles across town round trip, to kind of say, is she gonna make a 4,000 mile trip? Well, let me tell you, I don't know that she would have. She may have, I don't know. But with the weather, not getting the inner fenders done, all my wiring still at this point is just kind of hanging out there. It's probably not the best move for driving. As you know, I really had big ambitions of moving all that wiring and getting inner fender wells in and making it a nice drivable truck. And I just don't know that that would have been wise to drive across the country. We ran into some problems with our brakes. Nothing what was done, just simple stuff. Fittings that wanted to leak, and they took that extra little, you know, that extra little righty-tighty, and they're good, and bled those things out. And then our dash instrument cluster kept popping a fuse. Turns out that was just a simple wire that got pinched that was shorting things out. The dash only had about 7 screws holding it together when I disassembled it. So when I put it back in, I got all new screws, all new hardware. I took the time to wipe and clean and put everything together and hook AC cables and heater cables back up. And I got a wire. When I tightened everything up, it pulled the wire through, it was grounding out. So we kept losing our gauge and our instrument cluster. So there was that. You know, we had a couple rattles here and there, fixed those. I had a shock bolt come loose. I don't know, I guess I just didn't torque it. Put some red Loctite on it, good to go. But all in all, you can see there was no place to haul our gear. The wiring is not the way it should be. I want that all clamped and tidied up and nice, and most of that goes through the frame, so it needs to be hidden. There's not even a hold down on the battery at this point in time. We did get new U-joints in. You know, we did get all the things done that we should have got done, but again, this truck was supposed to be driven to MiniNats, and a 4,000 mile round trip with all those things I just rambled about just didn't seem wise with my 17-year-old son, and it just seemed like it was gonna end up on a trailer. And if it was gonna end up on a trailer, then we probably should have just started on a trailer, and that kind of defeated the whole purpose of, you know, MiniNats or bus driving there. So there's always next year, and hopefully next year we'll be taking that journey in a fully finished, bagged and bodied 93 Toyota pickup that my friends, my son, and I built in the garage. Oh, you may say to yourself, Ben, why is that missing a center cap? Well, thanks to the awesome Roadifab triangulation kit that I put on the front, on the lower control arm, I was able to remove a 1-inch spacer I had on there. Why did I have a 1-inch spacer on there, you ask? because of the strut rods in the front, the two lower bolts were hitting my wheel forever. So I had to put them out, put a 1-inch spacer on it. I know I actually spaced my wheels out on a mini truck. Isn't that crazy? That's how much room I had. But now the caps don't fit. So I guess it's time to get some new wheels. Stay tuned for that one. Enough of me rambling. Enough of me making excuses why I didn't go to MiniNats. Everybody had a great time. It looks like, weather aside, it still looks like it was a blast. And we wish we were there, and we wish we could have made it. I'm sorry I let you guys down. I'm sorry to those that helped me. We pushed really hard on this thing, and truth be told, like I said, we probably could have made it, and I just chickened out. But type all your comments and names and criticisms, critiques below. We're gonna continue on with the build series for those of you that have been patiently waiting. I apologize for skipping the video last week, but I didn't throw in the towel till like Wednesday, really. Even my friends had already left on Tuesday that we were supposed to travel with, and I had to give them the bad news. And in the back of my mind, my wife and I knew, like, if I get this thing figured out by Wednesday, we're still gonna drive straight through. And by Thursday, I hadn't thrown in the towel, and it's unfortunate. But sometimes you have to make grown-up decisions and do what's right. And I just don't think it would have been the right call. So on with the video. Appreciate you guys. We out. That's how you do it right there. Time to take it apart. That's right. I think we're at the point where all the fab we can do with everything together has come to an end. We've got the steering in, we've got this brake clutch situation, and that's not the clutch master I'll be using, but time to start closing up all these old holes, welding this in solid. We do have a pedal brace to fabricate, but that can be done. Get all this stuff cleaned up, get the rest of this stuff cut out. We need to get that finished in there, which can't happen in that location. This will be a lot easier with that transmission out of the way so we don't melt this truck down or melt that tranny down. We're gonna close in the back of this cab, right? So we're gonna flat wall that, close that up. We need to weld this whole frame solid. She's tacked, she's strong in certain areas where it matters, but all this stuff's just tacked. We've got a bunch of gussets to put in. Gussets on our shocks, gussets here. We've got to get this axle out. We've got to strip our old mounts out. We've got to clean all this up, get it ready for paint. Yeah, we've got to seam seal. We've got to Raptor line the inside as well as the bottom. Clean all those welds up, seam seal everything. And then we can start putting it all back together in hopes to make MiniNats. We'll do our inner fender tubs, and we'll do all our structure in that as this goes back together. We gotta weld those A-arms. We gotta get our roadie fab kit installed, which consists of triangulation kit and shock kit. But all that can happen with the cab off. It'll be a lot easier to get that off. We've got new steering components to get in. It's time to get this engine stripped down on a stand and get it all resealed, refreshed, repainted. We've got to get a new clutch in that transmission. There is a lot of we have to do stuff happening, and the only way to make that happen is to take it all back apart right now. So let's quit yapping and start working so we can get a MiniNats sticker on this window. Right there. Maybe. I think I've been saving a spot. Or maybe we'll scrape all these off and just get a MiniNats one right there to be proud of.